I heard that you and your son are going on a family trip. Is that true? Are you trying to come along by any chance? No, I'm trying to keep you company. Isn't that the same thing? I don't want to be dragged along like we did during the last lunch gathering. And on top of that, I ended up paying for the lunch bill. Arya, you're rich, living in a luxury condo. My lunch bill is not a big deal, right? It's a big deal. Regardless of whether you have extra money or not, the value of money is the same for everyone. Whereas here, I have to put up with super cheap meat from the supermarket. You're probably enjoying a lavish feast at a high-end steak restaurant, right? I don't think it's quite the same thing. We also use cheap meat from the supermarket for our regular meals. If you cook it well, it can be delicious in a way. We got off topic, but when are you going on the family trip? I won't tell you. Well, I already know even without asking. Then don't bother asking, please. I love burgers, you know. How about it? Why don't you go to a burger joint? There are plenty of delicious burger restaurants nearby. That's not what I mean. Authentic burgers are the best after all. The taste is different between eating burger locally and eating it at a tourist spot. And I absolutely want to have seafood when I go on a trip. Seafood, huh? I would love to see beautiful fish at the aquarium. You can't eat seafood at the aquarium, can you? Of course not. It would be a big problem if you started hunting and eating fish at the aquarium. Just because I have a big appetite doesn't mean I should eat everything in sight. Hey, it's like you're saying I'm always being greedy. Don't make me sound like a voracious eating monster, will you? Voracious eating monster is a nice name. It suits you. How rude of you. If you keep saying things like that, I'll make sure you cover my travel expenses too. I won't take you on the trip, you know. And of course, I won't cover your travel expenses either. If you want to go on a trip, Melanie, you should ask your husband or someone to take you. It would be nice if they could take you. My husband is so stingy, so he doesn't take me on trips or eat out. He never takes me anywhere. If I want to go on a trip or eat out, he says he wants to allocate the money towards the children's education expenses. Don't you find it strange? I actually think it's a very valid opinion. But it's unfair that you get to go on trips while I can't. Why do you think that? I'm the same age as you, and our fashion style is similar, right? I don't think that's a valid reason at all. In other words, because we're similar, it's strange that I'm the only one who can't go on trips. You and I are similar? Our fashion style might be similar, but I don't think our appearance or personalities are alike at all. Actually, I'd prefer if you didn't compare me to you. Why are you objecting? It's an honor to be considered similar to me, isn't it? Not at all. How rude of you. Well, you did say she'll take me on a trip to Alaska, so I'll let it slide this time. Alaska? First of all, I never said anything about taking you on a trip. Even if you don't say it, I want you to take me on a trip, so you have to.
How demanding.
I'm looking forward to Alaska. I'll eat crab, have burgers, enjoy seafood bowl. And of course, I can't forget to have a wild berry pie.
All you think about is eating. Melanie, I think there's a misunderstanding here.
Alaska is cold, so we should bring plenty of clothes, right? I'll make sure to book a nice hotel too.
Are you listening?
It would be awkward for me to fly with your family, so I'll go separately. Well then, I'm looking forward to the trip.
Wait a minute. There seems to be a misunderstanding. I haven't heard anything at all. Oh well. The day of the trip?
Sorry, I overslept and arrived a little late. I've arrived in Alaska. Please send me your location quickly. Prepare $5,000 for the travel expenses. I only have $30 in cash.
Alaska? We're in Hawaii, aren't we?
Huh? Wasn't this supposed to be a trip to Alaska?
I don't remember saying that. Why did you think it was Alaska?
You were talking about Alaska during our gathering with the mom friends. You discussed places to eat delicious seafood and famous wild berry pie shops.
Maybe you're confusing it with the upcoming Mom Friends trip.
Mom Friends trip?
Actually, we've been talking about planning a trip to Alaska with some Mom Friends soon. You probably mistook it for this trip.
Mom Friends trip? I never heard about that.
I didn't tell you about it.
You're going on a Mom Friends trip? And why didn't you invite me?
I decided to go with close mom friends this time.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying we're not close friends?
Well, we belong to different mom friend groups. And our kids' classes just started talking to each other this year.
Well, since we're going to the same place, we're like best friends. I'll be bothered if you don't invite me on the trip, though.
I would be inconvenienced if I invited you on the trip. So that's one of the reasons I didn't invite you.
What? Why would it be inconvenient for me to be there?
It's because you joined in without paying any travel expenses. Thanks for taking the liberty of misunderstanding this time.
I came all the way to Alaska, and I already made hotel reservations.
Then please enjoy your trip alone.
Don't try to end the conversation. I only have $30 in cash, and I'm in trouble. I want to go on this trip, but I can't.
If you want to go on a trip, why don't you explain the situation to your husband and have him transfer some money to you? Wouldn't that be a good solution?
If it's revealed that I'm in Alaska, you know he'll get angry, right? I came secretly this time.
What about your children?
They're being taken care of by my mom friend. And of course, I made sure my husband promised to keep the trip a secret.
Is that mom friend Jessica?
Yes. How did you know?
Whenever something happens, you immediately rely on Jessica, don't you?
Well, she is my neighbor. And she's the quiet type who easily listens to requests. So Jessica helped me right away.
Are you taking advantage of Jessica's kindness?
Taking advantage of her kindness? That's a negative way to put it. Please don't phrase it like that.
But what did you tell your husband before leaving the house?
I said that a friend who lives far away got injured, and I'm going to stay overnight to visit them.
You even went as far as telling such an easily exposed lie.
Well, if I didn't come up with something, it seemed like I wouldn't be able to go on the trip.
Well, your long-awaited trip to Alaska finally came true. Isn't that great?
That's why I told you nothing is good. Anyway, I'm in trouble because I don't have any money. So transfer $5,000 for the travel expenses.
It's not like I can immediately prepare such a large sum of money.
Then even $1,000 would do. If I have that much, I can somehow manage to go on this trip.
It's not about the amount of money. It's also a waste of time to deal with you, so I'll excuse myself. I also want to enjoy my trip to Hawaii.
Wait a minute. What do you want me to do? Hey!
A few hours later.
It's all because of you that I'm starting a hellish trip. It's all your fault.
Hellish trip? Melanie, are you still in Alaska?
Of course. I even made a hotel reservation. It would be a waste to cancel and only pay the cancellation fee, right?
But you only had $30, right? Are you planning to stay without paying? That's a crime.
I wouldn't do something that crazy.
So you're aware that you're acting outside of common sense.
Did you say something?
No, never mind. But based on what you said, it means you did cancel the hotel, right?
That's right.
Then, did you receive a money transfer?
I didn't receive any transfer.
Huh? Wasn't this supposed to be a trip to Alaska? So you still plan to escape without paying?
No, it's not like that. Tomorrow morning, my mother-in-law is coming to Alaska. It seems like she also wanted to go to Alaska.
So, does that mean your mother-in-law will cover the expenses?
Yes. In return, I have to spend a month training at my in-laws' house.
Training? Does your in-laws' house have a dojo or something?
No, it's not like that. It just shows how strict my in-laws are. My father-in-law runs a small factory, and I have to work there for a month. After work, I have to attend my mother-in-law's common sense lectures. She says she'll teach me everything about housework from scratch.
If they're willing to do all that for you, it means they love you like their own daughter, right? That's a good thing.
It's not good at all. If I'm going to be around anyway, I might as well clean at home in isolation. It's hundreds of times better than the situation I'll be in at my mother-in-law's place.
Melanie, I think it would be best for the sake of your child if you go to your in-laws' place. If your negative traits are passed down to your child as they are, it could become a major problem.
What negative traits are you talking about?
I'm referring to your audacious behavior of constantly asking for things from others, and your willingness to do things that people dislike.
Well, I did ask for money, But I haven't done anything that people dislike, have I?
I felt like you were about to interfere with my trip, and it made me feel unpleasant. The fact that you don't have the awareness of how you make others feel uncomfortable shows that you're not in a good state right now.
You don't have to say it like that, do you?
But it's good that your trip to Alaska can continue, isn't it? Why don't you go and enjoy some delicious burgers with your mother-in-law?
Are you being sarcastic?
Well then, let's both enjoy our trips.
I'll definitely get my revenge.
A few months later,
the Alaska trip is finally 1 week away.
The way you say it, are you trying to jinx it?
Of course, it's obvious. I'm always involved in trips.
What's that supposed to mean? I really don't like it.
Don't act like you hate it so much. You'll hurt my feelings.
So, even you, Melanie, can get hurt, huh?
Despite my appearance, I have a fragile heart, you know.
Even after receiving such strict guidance from your in-laws, you still insist on joining the trip. It shows that you have a thick skin like a log.
This time, I will definitely enjoy Alaska to the fullest.
Couldn't you enjoy it last time?
Enjoy? There's no way. Even if there were places I wanted to go, it was my mother-in-law who paid, so I couldn't act as I pleased. I wanted to eat more delicious food. But my mother-in-law has a small appetite, so we hardly went to restaurants. She just took me to parks and farms, and it wasn't enjoyable at all.
Well, at least it was a good exercise, right? And Melanie, you seem to have gained some weight from eating all the time.
How rude! I lost 5 kilograms because of the training.
That's great, isn't it? If you continue with the training, you might lose even more weight, right?
Stop joking. Who would ever want to go to their in-laws' place again?
If you don't want to do the training anymore, I think it's better not to do anything foolish. Next time, it might not be just 1 month, but a permanent stay at your in-laws' place.
I absolutely hate the idea of it being permanent.
In that case, it's better if you don't try to interfere with our trip. You'll definitely regret it.
No, I'm sure I'll regret not going on the trip.
But didn't you just go to Alaska a few months ago?
Yes, but because of my mother-in-law's presence, I couldn't fully enjoy it.
So if you join our trip, you'll be able to enjoy it?
Of course. Actually, I booked the same hotel as you.
Huh? By the way, what's the name of the hotel?
The Captain Cook Hotel. It's amazing to stay at such a luxurious hotel. I knew it. Arya, you have money.
That's good.
Huh? What's good?
It's about our own situation, so don't worry about it. By the way, what dates did you make the reservation for?
It's from the 15th, a 1-night, 2-day stay. Don't worry, I didn't make a mistake.
Did you hear that from the other mom friends?
Yes, that's right. I asked around my mommy friends about the travel dates and the hotel name, and they told me. Friends are really valuable after all.
I think so too. It's good to have trustworthy friends.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Anyway, if you don't want to experience any trouble, I think it's best to cancel the hotel and not join the trip.
Whatever you say, it's pointless. Next time, I'm definitely going to have you, Melanie, cover the travel expenses.
Is that so? Well, go ahead. Do as you please. I won't have any knowledge of what happens. 1 week later.
Yoo-hoo! Second time setting foot in Alaska. What time are you arriving?
We returned home yesterday.
Huh? The trip starts today, right?
No, that's not correct. The trip actually started the day before yesterday.
No. This doesn't make any sense. Don't say ridiculous things.
I am being completely serious. It's actually you who is acting silly, Melanie.
What do you mean? The other mom friend said your trip starts today. Are you trying to scare me? Are you saying you're about to arrive at the airport soon? Or are you already at the airport?
No, I'm not. I'm currently at home doing house chores. If you think it's a lie, would you like to do a video call?
Huh? Are you saying all that because it's true?
Yes, I'm only stating the facts.
What's going on? So you're saying my mom friends were lying?
It's not that they lied, but I asked them not to tell you the truth about the trip. It seems like everyone kept their promise, as I requested.
What? Are you saying my mom friends deceived me?
Please don't use such negative words. I just took precautionary measures.
So you're saying that you won't come to Alaska again?
Yes. I enjoyed Alaska thoroughly enough, so I don't think I'll be going for a while.
That's not good. I was absolutely sure that you would come this time, so I only prepared for flight costs.
So, does that mean you have no money this time?
That's right. I even made a reservation at the Captain Cook Hotel. So, what are you going to do?
By the way, the hotel we reserved was not the Captain Cook.
Did you even instruct them to lie about the name of the hotel?
I didn't give any instructions, but my mom friend acted resourcefully. I think they just provided a random hotel name. Most likely, the Captain Cook Hotel was the most famous one, so they must have mentioned that hotel.
The Captain Cook Hotel is quite famous and expensive among the hotels in Alaska, you know.
Of course I know. By the way, no one, including your husband and in-laws, know that you're in Alaska, right?
Obviously not.
So what kind of lie did you come up with this time? Did you tell them you were visiting a friend or something like that?
This time, I said I was going back to my parents' house.
What about your child?
He's with me, of course.
I assume you were planning to have us cover your child's expenses as well.
If I bring my child along, then it's on you to cover the expenses, right? I thought if I claimed to have no money, you would pay for it.
This is just exasperating. I can't continue to associate with you, Melanie. I don't want to be burdened like this, so I'm going to distance myself from you. Also, I will be blocking you on WhatsApp.
What? It's going to be a problem if you block me now. Can't you at least send me some money before blocking me?
Why should I give you money?
But it's because you deceived me that I ended up mistakenly coming to Alaska.
I advised you that if you didn't want to face any consequences, you shouldn't have tagged along. Ignoring someone's advice and still following me, Melanie? Isn't it your fault? Please stop shifting the blame onto me.
It was wrong of me to forcefully come along, and I apologize. Can you lend me some money, though? I can't rely on my husband anymore.
I don't know. It's your own doing. So please figure it out on your own. I'll take my leave now.
Wait a minute. Please, I'm begging you, help me.
Afterwards, this will be my last message to Melanie as I block her. After that, it seems Melanie reached out to other mom friends for help. However, she didn't receive any response from anyone. Eventually, it seems she contacted her husband for assistance. For now, it appears she got some money transferred to her. As a result from this incident, Melanie and her family decided to start living with her in-laws. Afterwards, Melanie's mother-in-law started closely monitoring her, and it seems like Melanie can no longer act as freely as before. Her mother-in-law may have a tough time, but with this, my friends and I won't be disturbed by Melanie. We'll be able to enjoy our trips and lunch gatherings, right?